Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Still Got It podcast. I'm your host, Samuel Njoku, joined as always with Vaughn Kane and Clay Patton. The NFL season is churning along. We are in the offseason still. We are in June, which means we are closing in on training camp. First, OTAs are continuing to go on. Of course, these are continuing to be voluntary for players, but as we get into involuntary mini camps where players have to come in, then we get to training camp, and before you know it, the preseason is ahead. So very exciting time. If you're a football fan, we are closing in on the regular season, but still some offseason news to get to. First, not very exciting news, very somber. In fact, Frank Ragnow of the Detroit Lions retires at the age of 29. Throughout his career, he's had a lot of injuries. Very sad to see a player go before the age of 30. Another Detroit Lion going before, many consider him being time to go, Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. Vaughn knows all about that. So we'll start with you, Vaughn. How do you feel about the Frank Ragnow retirement? Do you think it's too early for him, or do you think it's, time?
I mean, as a player, he's still in his prime. Honestly, Pro Bowler, plays great. Of course, he's always hurt and sore. He looks hurt. So honestly, as a I ain't playing NFL, but ex-ball player, I understand. 29, I'm sore now. I'm 32. My knees are killing me right now. So, it does suck as a fan goes. We drafted some linemen here in the last couple seasons. We just drafted one, Tate Rutledge, who was taking snaps at center. Recently, of course, everybody know he's a dog at Georgia. Funny, but he's a dog at Georgia. He playing snaps. He getting of course, OTAs. He got some first team snaps in there. So hopefully we looking good. Honestly, it's now his next player up. So of course I'm sad as a fan, but as an ex-player, I know it's time, or on the age time to go.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. Clay, what are your thoughts?
Like I said, he knows his body. Like I said, when it's time to give it up, it's time to give it up. And then honestly, you've already made it to the pinnacle. You've got some millions in the bank. I'm sure he was smart with his money. Now it's time to actually enjoy your life. Find out what else you're good at, what else you enjoy. I'm sure he wants to actually experience life with his family. You don't want to end up crippled or, feeble in the mind or anything like that. So if he feels like it's time to call it, it's time to call it. He'll just join the long list of others. He may not be a great, but he's definitely, one of the better interior linemen in the NFL. So, you add him to the list, like you said, with Megatron, Barry Sanders, Patrick Willis, Andrew Luck. We can keep going down the list of people that hung it up early. Like I said, when your body tells you it's time, and he'll be better for it. He'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I want to bring it up because, football is a physical sport, and a lot of these guys are starting to, hang it up a little early. If you're a parent or someone who, wants to get their kids into sports, how interested are you in pursuing getting your kid into something like football? Are you hesitant now with all these injuries occurring, or are you just going to let them?
They would have to explicitly ask me to play, and then even then, you not putting a helmet on until damn near high school.
Yeah, for middle
school, because there's no point in taking those hits that young. Pee-wee football, 6-7-year-olds out there really hitting and stuff. You're learning the basics of the game, but that's not really beneficial. He would damn near have to beg me. We can play something else. We can get busy in something else. If he loves it, he loves it though.
No, I feel the same. Like he said, I just had a kid. I don't think I would ever make him play football. I was forced to play football, and of course I loved it. Now it got me far, but like Clay said, if he's begging me to play football, play 707, growing up, flag, whatever, he can do all that. But helmets, maybe I would say probably upper middle school, maybe if he begs me to play. But I'm not forcing him to play on no helmet for sure, just with injuries alone. So I don't think it's a thing for me though.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless he gets better with the safety and stuff, I don't know. My kid's playing baseball. They're making money over there. Basketball, if he's tall enough, maybe he gets his mom's jeans with that.
But they paying track athletes now too. They just had those opens and stuff, So hey, put him on that track too.
Yeah, definitely got the jeans for that. So hopefully he does something like that. But yeah, football is looking kind of iffy, especially with these guys like Ragnow, and you mentioned Willis and all these other guys going down early due to injury and retiring because their bodies just can't take it. It's nuts. Well, let's talk about somebody who's actually going to be doing things this season. That's Saquan Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year this past season. Now on the cover of Madden, Saquon Barkley joins the likes of Ray Lewis, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. He's on the cover of Madden this year. Very astute honor for those. Usually goes to the most dynamic player last season, and that's, of course, Saquon Barkley this year. Madden curse. Everybody always talks about the Madden curse. I want to get your thoughts about it. A lot of players have been on the cover of Madden. Not much have happened, but some of these players go off of injury, and some players don't play as well. Clay, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts about Saquon Barkley and potentially being subject to the Madden curse?
I hope he avoids it at all costs. You never want to see anybody, get hurt, especially after, kind of having, that's another accolade, I guess. It doesn't really count for anything, but I'm a cover athlete. Some athletes, that's all you remember that they did. I think before the show we were talking about, like Peyton Hillis, he had a little run, but that's kind of like the highlight. He made that Madden cover. I don't think too much of it anymore these days. Like I said, superstitious. I'm more worried about Saquon's dealings off the field. You feel me? He's buddying up with the wrong kind of people. I'm gonna leave that where it's at, but I'm more worried about that than the Madden cover.
Oh no, we gotta dig in. What are your thoughts about that? Because Saquon Barkley for sure has been making news for the wrong reasons, depending on what side of the fence you're on.
It just the explanations that he's kind of given have just been super blanket statements. I respect the office XYZ, but at a certain point, especially you're a grown man. I would love to hear him expound on, why you would respect somebody that clearly doesn't respect you outside of, being the one in the room, the trophy at the time that he can show off. But yeah, man, I'm more worried about those type of allegiances and where his mind goes and those type of conversations than I am about the Madden cover.
Jeez, well said. Good point. Vaughn, what are your thoughts?
I'm not that superstitious about the Madden cover. Like Clay said, of course, we never want anybody to have a let alone a bad season, anything. We don't want anybody to get hurt. He's a freak athlete, and we hope he can. If anybody can beat the Madden cover, he'll continue to beat it. I think Saquon can do it. So it's hope for the best. I don't believe too much in it. But
yeah, I don't
Peyton
believe
Hillis stat. You gotta say that Peyton Hillis stat.
Yeah, the Peyton Hillis stat. It's crazy. I think he had 1,100 yards the rest of the year. I mean, the rest of his career. So that's kind of insane.
That's a crazy stat.
Yeah, he was a Brown, so he did good that 1 year. Got on the cover, which is nuts.
He burst on and burst out.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing now. Actually, that's kind of nuts. But yeah, we talked about the Saquon Barkley situation. We've had some fun. Let's have a little more fun. It's time for Do You Know Ball? My favorite segment of the show. It's only been the second time we've done it. Yeah, a lot of fans have given us some grief regarding our choices, but it is what it is. I'm going to start with Vaughn. This is blind rankings, okay? We're going to rank these guys 1 through 5. You don't know who's going to come next, but you're going to do your best to rank them according to where you see them. This blind ranking will be best coach in the National Football League. Blind ranking these 5 coaches, 1 through 5. Let's see where you rank them. First up, Jim Harbaugh.
I'm gonna keep it safe. Let's go in the middle. Let's say I'm gonna say 4. Let's give me that 4.
4, okay. All right. Yeah, so you think some names are gonna come out this list. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 2 doesn't go far. His brother John Harbaugh.
I think John's better than Jim. I'm gonna say 3.
3 for John. Okay. All right. Let's see where you go with this next one. Very interested. Dan Campbell.
You know I love Dan Campbell, bro.
I know you do. Okay. That's why he's on the list.
I know. I love Dan, but he gets on my nerves sometimes, bro. As a fan, I'm gonna say 2.
2. Okay, nice, safe number. Okay,
I'm gonna say 2.
All right, next one. Damn. Just won a Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni. Oh. Is he the best coach in this list, or is he the worst coach in this list? You let me know.
That's a great way to pose it at this point.
I think I know who you're going to pick the last one. I have a feeling. So I don't want to do this, but I'm going to say Nick has to go 5. I think I know what you're going to do. I think I know what you're going to do. All right.
Number 5 on this list, the last person to pick, I guess he's going to be number 1 on your list, is Sean McVay. Sean McVay.
Okay. I did not think he was going to go Sean McVay, but I could.
You thought I was going to go
he's
Andy
a great
Reid?
football head. He's intelligent, smart as hell. I love him as a coach. Do I like him at number one? I can deal with. I can settle for him for being number one for sure.
All right, he is number one because it is what it is.
Yeah, he has to be.
But who would you put number one in this list if you had another chance?
Honestly, out of these 5, I think I would have been all right with saying Dan at 1. Honestly,
I thought you were going to go Dan at 1.
I thought you were
going to bring Andy out, or I thought you were going to bring
Mike Tomlin. Yeah. That's what I thought his last one is. If you said that, I'd have kind of maybe switched him around a little bit, but I was going to go Mike Tomlin with McVay for sure. I wasn't expecting him to be last.
Mike Tomlin and Andy Reid were 2 other coaches on this list I was going to put on.
Okay,
but I switched out Mike Tomlin for John Harbaugh, and I think I put Sean McVay for Andy Reid just to make it interesting.
Okay, that was good. I like that. That was good.
Nice job. I mean, I think the list is pretty good, honestly. I don't think Nick Sirianni is that great of a head coach compared to the other guys on the list. So I think you're safe. We'll see what the fans think. We're going to post it on social media. They're gonna crucify you, boy. But it is what it is. Clay, you're next. Clay, you have a blind ranking too. Hopefully, Vaughn's list gave you some ideas about where my head's at with some of these guys. But we're gonna go with the best teams in the National Football League. I have 5 teams on here, ranking 1 through 5. See where you get. You know what I mean? And sometimes, people get a little scared in these moments. Vaughn, they're pretty good. Let's see how you do. First team up, the Washington Commanders. Just made it to the NFC Championship.
I'm gonna put them smack in the middle. I'm gonna give them 3.
Ooh, good. I like it. Good job. Good job. Okay. Number 2. Your team, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
5.
Hey, that was so quick.
That was the quickest.
5.
Didn't even hesitate. Oh, my goodness. Actually, I mean, based on this list, I'm not going to lie to you, that might be pretty good. We got some heavy hitters coming. Next up are the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champions.
We're going to give them 1. They got to show me something different. It's off the chip. Ain't nothing changed since the offseason. They still got the trophy, so I'm going to give them 1 right now.
So you got the Eagles at 1. You got the Commanders at 3, right?
Yep.
And you got the Cowboys at 5. So these next teams are either going to go 2 or 4. Next team, Baltimore Ravens. Where do you put them? No one has another team coming. Could be better, could be worse. Oh, yeah.
I like it. Look at his face. You got him thinking. I like it.
Because I really do want to know who you're going to pull out last.
That's the scary part.
I'm gonna put Baltimore at 4 just to keep it spicy.
Ooh, spicy. Ravens fans not gonna like that, but I can dig it.
Keep it spicy.
And number 5, the last team on the list. Number 2 for you.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh damn, yeah.
Yeah. I did it to you, but I mean,
forgive me, viewers.
It's not even that bad. I still think the Chiefs
actually,
were in the championship. The Eagles have won, the Chiefs at 2. A lot of people have that as the power rankings right now.
It shook out well.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty decent list. If I had to change anything, maybe I put the Ravens at 1. I'm just saying. Okay, I gotta ask you: if you had one team to put at 1, you had to go back and check. Who would you put at 1? You like the Eagles at 1, or?
Yeah, I still like the Eagles at 1. Yeah, I wouldn't change that. If anything, I might flip flop Baltimore and Washington maybe. Yeah. But other than that, I'm cool with the list.
Yeah, I think the list was good. You guys did really good. Way better than last time. It worked out really well for you.
Last time.
Yeah, last time was crazy. All right, well, I talked enough shit long enough. It's my turn. Do you know ball? Vaughn wants to take a crack at making me look stupid, so I'll let you take it away.
I know you are a huge WrestleMania fan, WBD, all that good stuff. Can you name me 5? It's a 5. I think 10 might be too crazy.
All right.
5 wrestlers who have wrestling superstars who have NFL experience.
Ooh.
And it can count preseason or regular season. It can be whoever. I have a list. Like I don't, we'll see. And I'm not
NFL
talking about
or
NFL,
college?
Not college. College does not count because a lot more has college experience, but
okay,
only NFL.
All right. I got it. Bill Goldberg.
Okay,
has to be on the list.
That's the one. Do you know bonus?
Brock Lesnar?
Do you know what teams he played for?
No, I don't know what Bill Goldberg played for. Excellent.
This like so we can know he played for the Rams, Falcons, and the Panthers. So I think
All right.
overall he might have the most like top, career.
So, side note, the only reason I knew he played for the Falcons is because I just watched that Brett Favre documentary and I seen Goldberg with hair, like black slick back hair on the sideline. Crazy.
Okay. You said Goldberg. You said who else? Brock Lesnar.
Brock
Yes.
Lesnar.
You know what team he played for?
The Vikings.
Okay. I think he only played preseason. I don't think he actually made it that far, but he played preseason, so that counts. 2.
It counts.
It counts. No, for sure. That's it. Yeah, that counts.
Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker played fullback for the Ravens.
Okay,
preseason.
I'm gonna count it because you seem very confident in that one, and he's not on my list. So that's 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
because he currently wrestles. That's the only reason why I know that.
Okay.
And now it gets kind of dicey.
That's 3. There's another popular wrestler at the time right now. Very popular.
That plays.
Who played?
Played?
Especially, and he played.
I guess Roman
team.
Reigns. Did Roman Reigns play? He did.
Yep.
Okay. I know you played college. I didn't know you.
Yeah,
I didn't know he played in the league.
It went preseason. He played for the Vikings and Jags, so he never made the regular season. But that's 4. You need 1 more.
Okay. All right. Let me dig deep here.
Who I'm thinking of, you might know him. He's an older guy though.
The Rock played in Miami. I don't think he made it to the league.
No, he didn't make it to the league.
I feel like Baron Corbin made it. Did Baron Corbin make it?
Yeah, we might have to
Is he on your list?
He is not on my list.
Okay,
but
if he's on your list, then
my list is not. I mean, it could be more, but I don't. Like I said, I don't know these people for sure.
We'll check afterwards, but
yeah, we check.
I'm not 100% on him, so I'm not going to be. Okay, let's see. Does he currently wrestle?
He does not. He's an older guy. He played for the Browns briefly. He's an older guy.
Mark Henry?
No, Mark Henry.
No, this is a throwback. I don't think Sam knows this one, honestly.
He's an older guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's. Let me see. Let me see exactly when he.
Sheesh, I can't even think of any.
How old?
He okay, he retired from wrestling in 2012.
Retired from wrestling in 2012?
But he did have a nice wrestling career and NFL decent career.
He had a decent career. Oh, you know what? I know.
His wrestling name starts with an F.
With an F?
Yeah, I'm gonna give his name.
Gosh.
It's Ron Simmons.
Oh, Ron.
Farouk, I think that's how you say his name.
Farouk.
His wrestling name.
Farouk.
There you go.
Yeah, Farouk.
Okay, that's the one.
And then what was the group he was in?
He was in the Acolytes.
Yeah, I
There's
remember
an Acolytes with what's his face? John.
There you go.
Bradshaw.
So that's the 5. So it's good.
All right.
Actually, more than
4 to 5 ain't bad.
That's not bad.
I'll take it. All right. Cool. Dang, that was good. I wish I got all 5. Don't crucify me, guys. All right. Yes, Clay's turn. Clay got one for me too. It's called All Time, so I'm nervous.
All right, and like I said, this is predicated strictly for you. So we're going to go the Ravens all-time receiving leaders. So I have their top 10 and the 11th as the honorable mention because it's the bigger name.
I'm not going to look it up. Let's see if I can help too. Go ahead, Sam. You got
I know my boy Mark Clayton's on the list.
Yep. So Mark Clayton is number 5, and this is the numbers are crazy. With 3,116 yards is Mark Clayton with number 5.
Shout out to my boy Mark Clayton. Anquan Bolden.
Anquan Bolden is number 9 with 2,645 yards. That's why I said this list gets freaky.
Yeah, we're not doing too well in the receiver department here in Baltimore. If he got 2,000 and made it, that means there's some players that's going to jump him.
Yeah. Players you would not expect.
All right, so Derek Mason's number 1.
Yep, Derek Mason's number 1 with 5,777.
Good call.
We're booty over here in Baltimore. Golly.
Running team for sure.
Let me get Kachi only played 3 years.
I think I know one.
I don't think he reached that much. Receiver, the tight ends count too?
Yeah.
You said receiving?
Yards.
Okay.
Yards.
I'm about to go crazy. All right. So
you might go
Todd
crazy.
Heap.
There you go.
Yep. So Todd Heap is number 3 with 5,492.
Yep. Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews is number 2 with 5,533. 30.
That's crazy stat right there. He's number 2 already. Okay.
So you've got number 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10 left.
Oh, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay.
Left.
Let's go Dennis Pitta.
That's a good.
Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
that was a good guess though.
That's a great guess.
That's a great guess. Yeah.
Especially with the tight end play.
Yeah, tight ends. I was just trying to knock him out. Isaiah likely hasn't played long enough to get in the list. Let's go with current receivers. I'm gonna go. Is Zay Flowers hit the top 10 yet? Let's go Zay Flowers. No,
not sure. So it's definitely some names. I'd say we were kind of like in high school, looking at some of these guys.
All right, if you're going receiver, I know Michael Jackson had a pretty decent season. Is Michael Jackson on the list?
So Michael Jackson is 10 with 2,596 yards.
Yeah, him and Vinny Testaverde been crazy like in the early 90s.
So you got 6, 7, 8, and 4.
4.
Is Steve Smith on the list?
Steve Smith is definitely on the list.
Steve Smith is honorable mention at 11 with 2,534. And that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy right
Steve
there.
Smith did not crack the top 10.
Because I guess he ain't played here long, right? So
yeah.
That makes sense.
Let me go on my Rolodex of receiver. Well,
you have one running back. I'll give you a hint. You have one running back.
A running back on the list? Ray Rice?
Rock'em Sock'em Ray Rice, number 6 with 3,034 yards.
Rock'em Sock'em. Hey, Ray, I know you might be watching this. My bad, bro. But yeah, that's funny. Dang, Ray Rice made the list.
Ray Rice is the 6th all-time in receiving yards in Ravens history.
All right, so we got 4 left and
4, 7, and 8.
4, 7, 8. How many tight ends is left on this list?
None.
All right, cool. So all of them are receivers.
Yep.
4, 7, and 8. All right.
This is
one of these names, I don't even know who he is. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you.
Do you know what year he played? Could you give me that?
No clue.
All right.
His last name starts with the I.
Qadry Ishmael. He made the list?
Oh, yeah. Ain't that what you just said with Vinny Testaverde?
Yeah. Qadry Ishmael. He played with Trent Dilfer.
Oh, so he's number 7 with 2,819.
Qadry, okay, the missile. All right, cool.
So now we've got number 4 and number 8.
4 and 8, okay. 4 is, I know Ravens fans are going to be pissed that if I don't get this receiver. So I'm going to go to the list. Mark Clayton was big. Derek Mason was big. Anquan Bolden we mentioned. Zay didn't make the list. I'm just looking at the receivers here. I can't even. All right, give me your last name. What does it start with?
S.
S?
Oh, I looked it up. I cheated, but I know.
Yeah, good possession receiver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Brandon Stokely.
No sir.
No, but that's not a bad guess though. I like.
Yeah, it's not a bad guess.
That's a good guess. All
right, so
he had locks. He cut his locks.
He had locks. Am I crazy? A possession receiver with locks that made the top 10 for the Ravens? I don't know. Just tell me.
Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith. Oh my God.
Number 4 with 3,591 yards. They are going to get on your ass.
Torrey's going to murder me. Hey, Torrey, my bad, bro.
He's going to get on your ass.
Bad.
All right, so number 8. Last one on the list is number 8.
All right, what do you start with?
TT. Initials TT.
TT. Travis Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Which
Travis
is crazy.
Taylor. 2,758 rounds out the list at number 8. So just to go back through, we got Derek Mason, Mark Andrews, Todd Heap, Torrey Smith, Mark Clayton, Ray Rice, Qadry Ishmael, Travis Taylor, Anquan Bolden, Michael Jackson, Steve Smith at 11.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we might have to. I think Marquise Brown might be on there too. Like
Hollywood Brown?
He's right underneath too. He's like 11, 12. Like he didn't do enough either.
Okay. I was like, damn.
But that's what I think a lot of people ended up playing for the Ravens for like 2.5 years. Like, kind of towards the end. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely thought Steve Smith Jr. had more yards than that for the Ravens.
Him and Joe Flacco, yeah. Mark Clayton still top 5. Travis Taylor was the first round draft pick. He got traded to the Vikings.
But that's crazy. Mark Andrews might be the first to. Well, he probably will be the first to eclipse 6,000. That seems kind of crazy.
How many yards he got right now?
5,530. So 470 yards, and he's
That's if he don't get traded.
That's if he don't get traded, which it's not over yet. Could.
Hopefully he can get 300 yards and be number one.
Yeah. Wow. He's close to being number one. What Derek Mason got right now?
5,777, and then Mark Andrews is at 5,000.
He don't even rep us for real. He's a Titan.
Come on.
That's crazy. Oh, man. Very interesting. All right. Good job. Yeah. I'm sick I didn't get Travis Taylor. I mean, not Travis. I'm okay with not getting Travis Taylor. Sick about Torrey Smith. Yeah. Torrey Smith is that's tough.
That's fair.
Pretty good list. Good job, Clay. Sheesh. That's tough. Very difficult. I feel bad for you guys now for putting you guys through that last week. Yeah, but all right, let's get to the last segment of the show. Talked about receivers. There's a receiver on the trading block right now. I mean, kind of, not really, but that's what the rumors are. The Dolphins are looking like they're in full rebuild mode because they are trading everybody. At least that's what the news is looking like. For sure, Jalen Ramsey's gone. I think that's pretty much the Dolphins have already come out and said he's going to be traded. We don't know to who, but we know he's not going to be a Dolphin in 2025. Jonnu Smith, there's been talks with the Steelers about trading him. There was talks in the middle of the season or the middle of the offseason, but those talks dissipated, but now they're back on post-draft. So Jonnu Smith and Pittsburgh are likely looking like a potential trade matchup. And then Tyreek Hill, he's also a guy, his numbers went down a little bit. He's been talked about being traded more so because Ramsey and Jonnu Smith are on the block, so they think the Dolphins are probably going to go full rebuild mode, and then his cap number's kind of crazy right now. So what are you guys' thoughts about it? Do you think the Dolphins are still contending for a potential playoff spot, or do you think it's time for them to rebuild and trade these guys up to get some draft capital? I'll start with you, Vaughn. What are your thoughts?
So I talked about them probably like episode 1, I think.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill and Ramsey, it's time for them to both go. I think they more of a kind of rebuild type of thing. At least try to find somebody to take their contracts up. Jonnu Smith was kind of not random to me, but I feel like came out of nowhere a little bit, especially the year he had last year. But as far as Tyreek, it's time for them to go, honestly. But they're still great players for sure, respective. But get them with trading partners, trying to rebuild, start over, scratch it, throw that shit away, burn it.
Jonnu Smith was like tied for second in touchdowns for tight ends last year with George Kittle. They're trying to trade him, which is crazy. Clay, what are your thoughts?
What KG and Paul Pierce be saying? They need some fresh air. It's time. They need some fresh air. Like I said, and they're not really doing anything. Like I said with Tyreek, I know he's mad looking at his old girlfriend keep going deep in the playoffs every year with Kansas City. He keeps having quarterback troubles because Tua's always going to sleep. Honestly, I wish they would actually look out for him, bro. Like it's like we were talking about with Ragnow, bro. It's cool to go sit down. So, it's hard to contend and be in the top of the league in yards and stuff when you got different quarterbacks shuffling in. Your main quarterback, you don't really know where his health is at. With Jalen Ramsey, like I said, they've already come out and said he's gone. Do I think he needs to go somewhere and be a number one? No, but I think he should go to like a contender on some veteran, maybe QB2, kind of situation. I'd like to see, especially because in some of the articles they're talking about letting them go for 4th and 5th rounds kind of situation. Yeah. So it's like that's a really cheap price. So I'm like, man, the Broncos should call Miami's number or something. Send him over there with P2, and then what's my Ivory's brother's name from Iowa, the corner.
They drafted somebody else too, by the way. Honestly,
but but they had 2 rookies that balled out last year over there with P2. So I feel like that would be a good situation for him to jump in a good defensive back room, mentor, teach some guys up, and still make some plays. Because Jalen Ramsey's young too. Jalen Ramsey's 30.
Riley Moss.
Yeah.
Riley Moss. Shout out Riley Moss. But yeah, Ramsey's not old. He's got some juice in the tank. So I love to see him keep playing ball. Let him go see end up wherever they do. I'm excited for him.
What are your thoughts about him converting to safety? Some people have said that he lost a step, but would do good at safety.
It could extend his career.
Yeah, he's a ball hawk.
He's always been a more physical type of guy. I could see him definitely being a ball hawk. At the safety position. Why not? I'm interested to see it. I didn't know they were talking about that. I'm interested to see it.
A couple more years, 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah. I wonder what Ramsey thought of. Ramsey probably wants to be a corner still, thinks he can still lock anybody up, but that transition will work. We'll see. I
can see him walking to the nickel, come into the box more, per se. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. It's crazy how he he was probably one of the top 2, top 3 best corners in the league for a long time. Maybe I'm old and don't remember, but just felt like yesterday he was one of the best, and now
I feel the same way. Yeah, I feel the same way. It's just been a couple. I know he had a couple of injuries like sprinkled in there and stuff, but yeah, I feel the same way too. It kind of feels like overnight, he's just not in them conversations anymore.
My buddy,
He's getting old, man.
yeah,
he's getting old. That's it. That's just because of age. I guarantee. Because he even last year he was still productive. I don't think he played a lot of games, but he was still productive. He played, but
he was good.
That age creeping 30.
I don't know. The Dolphins always were close with that offense, but I don't feel like they were really in it. And it's tough to play in the AFC. I mean, you guys are NFC boys, so man. You guys, just play your games and get in. But we scratching and fighting over here in the AFC.
That's what he said.
Yeah, bro. Like, we fighting. So I feel bad for the Dolphins. They got contend with the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, Bengals, I guess. I feel like we give the Bengals too much credit. Anyway, well, yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that, I think Ramsey would do good in another scenery. I would love to have Tyreek Hill as a Raven, but I think that's just me being.
How much money?
I've always said I want Lamar to get like a true, undeniable number one, and let's see what that looks like. If they can find a way to make it happen, my vote is yes.
We got too many receivers. We got DeAndre Hopkins.
We already talked about what that is, though.
Yeah,
Tariq can still stretch the field regardless. If you got Zay, you get that's fear. When you got Tyreek Hill on the field, that's fear. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you're pitching it, jet, like I said, take the top off, screen, bubble, that's fear. You know what I'm saying? That shifts some stuff. D-Hop is respect.
Yeah.
Tyreek still adds fear to what we doing.
What about to the Lions? The Lions could use a
that would be OD.
Yeah. That would be crazy just because Jameson is there too, who's also top off,
You talking about Tyreek, Amon-Ra, and J-Mo?
Yeah, it's a lot.
And Laporta. Yeah. And Montgomery. And Gibbs. Oh my God.
Yeah, a long time ago. Somebody said something about him could go. It's like but I don't think because how much I feel like his contract.
Who's gonna be your OC though?
Somebody, it's like 14.
Oh yeah, who is going to be your OC? Who is your OC in DC?
It's I want to say it's the old offensive line coordinator who took over. They promoted internally. The new DC is the assistant DC from last year, so he was there. Okay, so it's like they hire internally.
That's what I said. I'm not a Lions fan, so I don't have no opinion. But I definitely just thought about man, who's about to fill them shoes?
Yeah, the Lions' big losses this year definitely was been their coordinators for sure. Like not even players, like definitely been the coordinators. So we'll see. We'll be all right though.
You guys, the Ravens hire internally every year because the coordinators are being head coaches everywhere.
Yeah.
So Dan Campbell's getting a little tree going, little coaching tree,
which is
all
good.
All right, yeah, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. We're gonna close out the show. I appreciate you guys for joining us. I can't believe we're already 4 episodes in. I was just talking about this earlier before the show started. We are 4 episodes in. Crazy. Thank you guys so much for the support. Follow. You guys are watching these TikTok videos and Instagram videos. Follow the accounts. We're going to got a lot of stuff planned for you guys before the season starts. Maybe even some giveaways. So make sure you guys are following. Tune in on YouTube as well. We're going to start posting these on Apple Podcasts and Spotify soon to get this thing started. So yeah, appreciate you guys for joining us. This is the off season, so not a lot of news to talk about. Definitely fun to converse about what will be or what could have been in certain situations. So again, I appreciate you guys so much for joining us. Myself, Vaughn, and Clay, Still Got a Podcast. Appreciate you guys again. And we will see you guys next week.
Maybe a stay-at-home dad.